If you were to see a giant, blazing, fiery dragon sleeping and blocking an entire bridge, what would you do? Run away or fearlessly step right over it? In this video, you will get to watch the fascinating adventure of a great warrior who not only bravely crossed over the dragon, but also defeated a giant centipede massive enough to wrap around a mountain 7 times, earning the Inexhaustible Bag of Rice as a reward, along with valuable life lessons.
As for the summary of the story, in ancient Japan, there was a great and courageous warrior named Fujiwara Hidesato. One day, he fearlessly stepped over a giant dragon that was sleeping and blocking a bridge, which led him to become friends with the Dragon King. Using his wisdom and arrows, Hidesato bravely slew a giant centipede, massive enough to wrap around a mountain 7 times, that came every night to eat the Dragon King's children. Out of gratitude, the Dragon King presented him with 5 precious magical gifts, including the Inexhaustible Bag of Rice. Because he generously shared his newly acquired wealth with the public rather than keeping it for personal gain, he was affectionately and respectfully called Lord of the Rice Bag throughout the entire country. At the end of the story, we will also share the valuable life lessons it offers.
Lord of the Rice Bag, or Fujiwara Hidesato. Once upon a time in Japan, there was a great and courageous warrior known as Tawara Toda, or Lord of the Rice Bag. His real name was Fujiwara Hidesato, and the story of why his name changed is quite fascinating. One day, like a true warrior, Hidesato set out in search of an adventure, with 2 swords fastened to his waist and carrying a bow taller than his own height.
When he reached the bridge at Seita no Karasaki, which was built across the Great Lake Biwa, he saw a massive dragon sleeping on the bridge.
That dragon was as thick as a large pine tree and blocked the entire bridge. Smoke and flames were coming out of its nose.
Although Hidesato was startled at first, he gathered his courage and bravely stepped right over the dragon's body to cross to the other side.
While he was walking forward without even looking back, he heard a voice calling him from behind.
When he turned around to look, the great dragon had disappeared, and in its place stood a strange man.
The man was wearing a crown shaped like a dragon's head and was dressed in seaweed-colored clothing.
He introduced himself, saying, "I am the Dragon King who rules this great lake. I live in the palace beneath the bridge," and then asked for help to kill his enemy, a giant centipede.
Because that giant centipede came every night to snatch and eat the Dragon King's children one after another, the Dragon King had been waiting for a savior. Hidesato felt pity for him and agreed to help. The Dragon King took Hidesato to his underwater marble palace. There, little fishes entertained and served them by playing instruments and dancing.
When midnight arrived, they saw 2 giant fireballs coming down from the mountain. Those were the eyes of the giant centipede. The giant centipede had hundreds of legs glowing brightly like lanterns, and it was so massive that it could wrap around the mountain about 7 times. Hidesato shot his arrow straight at the centipede's head. However, the first and second arrows could not pierce the centipede's shell and bounced off. Finally, Hidesato remembered the fact that human saliva is poisonous to centipedes, so he moistened his last arrow with his saliva and shot it. This time, the arrow pierced through the centipede's head, and the giant centipede died. The storms calmed down, and the next morning, the giant corpse of the centipede floated up on the water.
The Dragon King was overjoyed and in gratitude presented Hidesato with 5 kinds of gifts. 1, a large bronze bell. 2, a bag of rice. 3, a roll of silk. 4, a cooking pot. 5, a small bell.
The 5 gifts given by the Dragon King to Hidesato not only showed how great his gratitude was, but each one also had a unique meaning and magical power.
Number 1, the large bronze bell. This bell was a precious treasure in the Dragon King's palace. Rather than having a unique magical power, this bell carried more prestige and honor. Hidesato donated this large bell to the Meteora Temple.
Number 2, the Inexhaustible Bag of Rice. This is the main gift of the story and the item that earned him the title Lord of the Rice Bag. No matter how much rice was taken from this bag, it would always refill itself as much as was scooped out. It represents wealth and prosperity, meaning one would never have to worry about making a living again.
Number 3, the Inexhaustible Roll of Silk. This roll of silk was just like the bag of rice. The the more silk was cut off to make clothes, the more it would automatically grow back. With this silk, Hidesato was always able to wear beautiful and precious new outfits to attend royal court ceremonies. This signifies elegance and dignity.
Number 4. The self-cooking pot. Whatever was put into this pot, it would automatically cook it to the most delicious taste without needing any fire or firewood. Not only did it save the trouble of cooking, but it also consistently provided delicious meals that never lost their flavor.
Number 5. The precious small bell. The main magical power of this small bell was that if it was rung, it could summon the Dragon King or the Dragon Clan to ask for help. It was believed that keeping this small bell with oneself could protect against dangers. The Dragon King's gifts were able to provide prestige, abundant wealth, security, and friendship.
Among the gifts, Hidesato became extremely wealthy because of the Inexhaustible Bag of Rice and became famous throughout the whole country as Lord of the Rice Bag, Tawara Toda.
This story, titled Lord of the Rice Bag, is simple, yet it provides profound life lessons.
Number 1. Overcoming fear. When Hidesato saw the massive dragon sleeping and blocking the bridge, he was not shaken and calmly stepped over it. As a lesson, the courage to confront the difficulties or terrifying things encountered in life head-on is the first step to success. If he had backed down out of fear, he would not have received the Dragon King's help and rewards.
Number 2. Seeing opportunities amidst difficulties. Although the giant dragon was terrifying to everyone, for Hidesato, it became an opportunity for a new adventure and to gain a good friend. As a lesson, sometimes, behind the things we are afraid of, there are precious opportunities or people willing to help.
Number 3. Never giving up until the last moment. Even though he shot the giant centipede twice with his arrows, it didn't die and the arrows bounced off, but he did not get discouraged. Even when he only had his very last arrow left, he remained calm and used a new method to defeat it. As a lesson, when doing a task, you might fail many times. However, if you don't give up and make the best use of your available resources, trying with a new method, you can succeed.
Number 4. Helping those in need. Hidesato sympathetically helped with the Dragon King's trouble, which had nothing to do with him. He didn't help expecting a reward, but rather out of the spirit of a true warrior. As a lesson, helping others in their troubles with genuine goodwill brings back unexpected positive returns to oneself.
Number 5. Being grateful. Because he killed his enemy, the Dragon King repaid Hidesato's kindness with precious magical gifts. As a lesson, valuing and returning the favor to those who have helped you is a dignified trait.
Number 6. The result of courage benefits not only oneself, but also others. Hidesato used the gifts he received, especially the Inexhaustible Bag of Rice and the roll of silk, not just to make himself wealthy, but to support and help his descendants and the surrounding community as well. As a lesson, the benefits gained from self-sacrifice lead to long-lasting prosperity.
Number 7. Valuing the opportunities or capital received. Hidesato valued the gifts and managed them systematically. In particular, instead of keeping the large bell displayed in his house for decoration, he donated it to a temple, demonstrating that he used it to let the public gain merit and to serve as a historical milestone. As a lesson, utilizing the opportunities one receives with foresight can turn an ordinary person into a historical figure.
Number 8. Multiplying inexhaustible resources through giving. The Inexhaustible Bag of Rice in the story is a symbol of giving and charity. Because of that bag of rice, Hidesato earned the title Lord of the Rice Bag. The more generously he gave, the stronger and more enduring his reputation and wealth became. As a lesson, true wealth can only build a dignified lifestyle when combined with compassion. In summary, the point is, be courageous, share the good things you receive with others, and then you will become someone respected by many people. And as for you, which of the Dragon King's gifts is your favorite? And if you received those gifts, how would you use them? Please do let me know. Thank you for spending time with us for this story. To keep enjoying stories that touch your heart, please like and subscribe to Story for Life. I look forward to seeing you again in our next story.